Did you know that multitasking lowers your IQ and reduces your productivity by nearly 40%? In today's day and age, you'll find countless information from people claiming to have the secrets to improve your productivity. A lot of these claims, however, don't have any scientific basis, and many completely wrong. So here are 5 productivity tips that have been scientifically proven. Our brain communicates the rest of our body by using neurotransmitters, and one of the neurochemicals that contribute towards productivity is called dopamine. Releasing dopamine is one of the ways that our brain makes us feel happy and encourages you to do more of whatever it is that you are doing. Depending on what it is that triggers the reward system, dopamine is a double-edged sword that can either increase or decrease your productivity. So in order to make the most out of dopamine, we need to ensure that our reward systems are triggered in the most productive way possible. And one of the ways you can do this is by designing different systems through which you can reward yourself for a job well done. This can be through extrinsic rewards, like promising yourself to go see that movie you're excited for if you complete a specific project. However, sometimes extrinsic rewards aren't enough because the task we are completing in itself is very tedious, very boring, and you need something to reward you continuously in the process of completing that task. And yes, that can come from genuinely enjoying the work it is that you are doing, but for most of us, we need to be quite intentional and proactive about implementing that reward system. And one intentional action that you can use to do this is by tracking your time. When researchers study the effects of a given intervention, simply asking participants to track a specific outcome makes them more likely to improve. And this is simply because what gets measured gets improved. Tracking your time will immediately help you waste less time and simultaneously spend more time doing high-value activities. You can record how long it takes you to study, for example, using apps like Hold or doing it manually on a piece of paper, or you can even use tables, graphs, checklists to track your process of completing a given task. The next trick to increasing your output is to influence your mood. A study looking into the diary entries of over 200 employees found that mood had a great effect on their performance. The better the mood, the higher the performance, and the lower the mood, the lower the performance. This means that you need to improve your mood in order to improve your productivity. And the number one modulator of mood is progress. Making progress, even small progress, on a goal that you personally term meaningful, which can be revision or completing something at work, is one of the best ways to boost your mood and thus your productivity. So it can actually be extremely useful to break up larger tasks into more smaller, manageable steps. Because if you are working on one big complex task, it can take quite a while to accomplish something. However, if you split this much larger activity into smaller chunks, you have more of an opportunity to constantly feed your brain accomplishments and improve your mood in the process. And subsequently, this supercharges your productivity. The third science-backed life hack that we should all be implementing into our daily routines is to minimize multitasking. Cooking whilst listening to music or writing an email while having a chat with someone on the phone is perfectly fine. But the problem mainly arises when you try to indulge in more than one high concentration task at the same time. When we do this, we're forcing our brain to constantly switch back and forth between different tasks. And when we bring our attention onto new projects, our brain doesn't necessarily follow immediately. It takes your brain some time to forget about the last project before it can fully move on and concentrate on this new one. And what we get is a residue of your attention remains stuck, thinking and wrestling with the previous project. This theory is called attention residue, a term that was originally coined by Sophie Leroy. She explains that people experiencing attention residue after switching tasks are more likely to demonstrate poor performance on this new task. Hence why completing 2 high concentration tasks simultaneously tends to take longer than completing one task after the other. One study suggests that multitasking lowers your productivity by up to 40%, while other studies have shown that multitasking temporarily lowers your IQ and shrinks your brain. So long story short, multitasking is terrible for your productivity and the health of your brain, especially when you try to do it with high concentration activities. To make multitasking less tempting when you're in the midst of trying to concentrate on a given task, try turning off automatic alerts on your phone, laptop, or computer. Work on a single task uninterrupted for a sustained period of time to minimize the performance-robbing effects of attention residue. But how long is too long? Well, this will be addressed in the next chapter of mini breaks and recovery breaks. The The art of mini breaks plays on the fact that our brains aren't optimized to focus on just one thing uninterrupted for more than 15 to 20 minutes. The studies show that people are able to maintain their focus or vigilance much longer when their brains are given something else to think about every 20 minutes. Research conducted by neuroscientist Mark Waldman found that taking 2 to 3 breaks after completing an hour of work to stretch, meditate, or consciously relax for even 10 seconds enhanced awareness, boosted concentration and productivity, and also reduced stress. So approximately every 20 minutes of your work blocks, try to take a break from 10 seconds to 120 seconds. Now, once you've been working on a single task uninterrupted with mini breaks for 60 to 120 minutes, it is now time for a recovery break. Recovery breaks are much longer and should last from 15 to 20 minutes. This helps to give your attention a rest and replenish your energy tank. Take these tips and see how it fits best to your personal work schedule. Preferable activities that you can do during these much longer recovery breaks that have been proven to improve productivity is moving your body via exercise or going for a walk, calming your mind with meditation or yoga, and boosting your mood by doing something you really enjoy. For example, Hazal really likes puzzles, so I might recommend her bring mini puzzles to the library that she can do during her recovery breaks when we have a tedious study session. Give yourself some actual space during these breaks by stepping away from your computer or laptop, putting your phone down. This will definitely refresh your brain way more than aimlessly scrolling on Instagram. The fifth science-based life hack is to eat yogurt. Acetylcholine is one of the neurotransmitters in the brain that plays a huge role in focus, memory, and learning. And studies have found that increased acetylcholine levels have a positive impact on performance. So it's important to give your brain everything it needs to increase your levels of acetylcholine and therefore increase your focus. Proven ways to increase your levels of acetylcholine, according to research, is by eating foods that are rich in a nutrient called choline, which is needed to synthesize acetylcholine. These choline-containing foods include, but are not limited to, lean meats, fatty fish like salmon, milk, yogurt, kidney beans, green beans, peas, and broccoli. Keep in mind that everyone is different, and study habits that may work for you may not necessarily work for another person. Certain practices that you may want to avoid, as it may not be best suited to you, can be something that someone else absolutely swears by. Talking about study habits, however, be sure to check out this video on study habits that every student should avoid. Comment down below other videos you want to see, and be sure to subscribe if you enjoyed this video. I'll be sure to see you in a new video next time.